Atma Namaste. My name is Ashoka Thammya. I'm basically from Bangalore and currently associated with a French multinational company as an HR director. I'm with Universal Knowledge Trust for last 3+ years. Today, we are having a broadcast program on the wisdom in spirituality. Let us get into this. Today, we have our master, Rohan Shiri.
Thank you, Ashoka.
Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Atma Namaste.
Today, we wanted to go a little deeper into the spirituality and understand not just a concept, but as a experience that lived and how we can lead a great life in this competitive world. So, Master, to start with, what does spirituality mean to you personally?
I would rather call it is not a personal factor, but factor which needs the whole world has to follow. This is what I personally feel. Something which, when we call it as spirituality, it is something which is within you. It is not outside you. Something which is within you as you are born. So it is not something which you go searching. Many of the time I see people go searching for spirituality. I don't find, even I think so. I also made the same mistake of trying to search, going to different religious places, temples, churches, mosques, all these places. I went searching, thinking that is spirituality. But spirituality is more within you. When you start understanding who you are, why you are here, what is your purpose, when you start understanding that basics, then you are spiritual. And it's just an inclination. It is within every person who is born in this earth has it. It is just that somebody has moved out of it. That's all. Once you start searching within yourself, you will find it. It's as simple as that.
Thank you. So, today's subject, what we have taken as a wisdom in spirituality. When we talk about this, what's the difference between the wisdom in spirituality as well as knowledge or IQ, what we say?
Okay. See, basically, let me come from the start. Okay. Because when we talk about education, this is where IQ comes. You have passed first standard, then you go to the second standard. There will be some test or something like that. And then comes the knowledge. It can be from the books, it can be from seeing, it can be from experiencing, like a child goes and sees a chicken and he understands, okay, this is chicken. Others, he'll think chicken is only sold in the market. So this is more of knowledge. Okay. So now, when we understand that practicality and education, when it comes together, you join IQ, you are joining wisdom. Knowledge. So you start growing. This is how you are growing in your field. But many a time we all know our education system is not on the right path because it is not teaching you how to live. It is just teaching you how to be educated, how to read, write, and now we go beyond this. Then we have religion. You might have known about. We are all born from different religions. We are at different religious background because my father followed one religion, then I follow that same religion, something like that. So that is a different factor. Then religion teaches you some things which you follow. Okay, that is also again knowledge. Now let's say wisdom. Wisdom is beyond knowledge. Wisdom is beyond IQ. Okay, it is much higher. It is something which is there all around us. When I say all around us, so does it mean about only books? No, it is not about books. It is not about objects, what you see. You might see a rose, correct? When you see a rose, you will say, oh wow, this is a rose. Now who has given that name rose? Nature has never given that name as a rose. Nature has never a jasmine or a rose. Now you start analyzing, wow, this is a small flower which has grown. As soon as it is sunrise, it starts blooming. Wow, this is a now you start analyzing. Now you see the colors of the rose. Now you see that this has got so much of what we call perfume or honey or dew, whatever. There are so many things which is in that small flower. Now this is wisdom. You understand?
Okay. Okay.
Now this wisdom, you can get it in any form. You can get it in the form of what we call it as objects in this world, or it cannot be objects in this world. Okay, some people just say, like for example, you have heard about an apple falling on somebody's head and he thinks that is gravity. Now gravity was never formed at that day. Somebody found that because the apple fell, there is gravity. You understand?
Yes.
So like this, there is so many things humans still have to understand. Okay, now understanding this beyond knowledge, beyond IQ, beyond your mind is wisdom. Okay, so this is much higher. Okay, so what we say is wisdom in spirituality means when you start, like I just told you, when you start understanding yourselves, then you will start understanding the objects around you. When you start understanding the objects around you, then you start understanding there is so many forces which is unseen. Your naked eye cannot see.
Correct.
So this is where wisdom in spirituality comes into action. So it is beyond your mind, beyond your brain. Okay. So that's where we are talking about. It is much ahead of what we are thinking.
Yes, Master. Yes. You have touched upon the wisdom in spirituality and also the knowledge, how these two are different fundamentals for our understanding. Also, today we have got a lot of confusion, I can say, in terms of what is a religion as well as what is spirituality. How these differences, I would like to know more on these aspects too.
Religion is man-made, spirituality is nature-made. This is the first difference what we have to understand. So as you are born as a human, you are a spiritual person. Okay, many a times we don't understand that. We see people saying that I am a human being trying to be spiritual. You might have heard so many people talking about it. It is not like that. It is more deeper. We are spiritual being having human experience. Let me repeat. We are actually a spiritual being who is trying to have a human experience. So human experience is much more important. We have to experience this. As a child, we are born till we die. We might have parents, we might have relatives, we might have finances, we might have education, we might have work. There are so many things which we go through as an experience. So this is human experience. Now, when we understand this as an experiences, as a human experiences, and look all these experiences, when you have started looking at this, all these experiences, wow, these are the experiences I'm going through because I am born as a human. You understand? So when you start experiencing that, when you are beyond it, then spirituality comes into action. Otherwise, we have many people who follow religious practices. Because religion, there are thousands of religion. But spirituality is one. There's every person who, whichever religion, he can follow spirituality. He doesn't have to be born any religion. Every religion person can be spiritual. So, when I say man-made, I made a word called man-made. Religion is man-made. Okay? So, there are thousands of religions all over the world, which according to each person's knowledge or wisdom, he might have created it, or somebody who is following him might have created that religion. according to that. And then the traditions come, then that rituals come, then there's pujas, then there's prayers, then there are so many things which get accommodated with that. Whereas in spirituality, there is no fixed rules that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. No. Because just like my finger, now this finger, this is already recognized that my finger, what we call it as the fingertips, is different from yours.
Correct.
Or fingerprints, we call it as fingerprints. So fingerprint is different. So your fingerprint and my fingerprint is different. So similarly, my eyes, your eyes and my eyes is different. So let's say there are 800 crore people all over the world. Everybody is different. You understand? Now when you understand, even his ears, his nose, his heart, every human body, including your hair, is different from another human being. You understand?
Yes.
Similarly, the soul is also different.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have to understand this light, what we call as soul, which has come within you and which will leave your body when you die. In between, you are having this human experience. So this human experience when you are having, from your birth till your death, these experiences, whether what you're following, whether it can be religious practice, it can be rituals, it can be breathing, it can be lighting a lamp or a diya or anything, candle, there are so many ways people follow, are all experiences. What are you gaining from these experiences? What are you building to be uplifting that light which is born with you? Because when you die, that light is going. So what is that you have done from your birth till you die? That is spirituality.
Okay.
You understand? So it is more of inner consciousness. And I spoke about the rose. So you are not even calling that flower a rose. Now you understand that, oh, this flower is and rose is because the human who has seen it before, he called it rose. Now your inner consciousness starts building up.
Yeah.
Okay, this rose and this rose, there is a difference. This is red, this is yellow. You understand? Now when you start building this consciousness, now you see a bee coming into that rose. Then there's more inner consciousness building up. Oh, how did that bee come to get attracted to this rose? You understand? So this is how we start building. So religion is a practice. Spirituality is much beyond religion. It is much beyond religion. This is what we have experienced in our lifetime, and this is what we tell every single human being in this world should experience it. He has it. It is just that we are just trying to move out of it. So let's come back to who we are. Let's understand who we are. Then spirituality becomes easy.
Yes, Master. Thank you. In day-to-day life, when we talk about the spirituality, today's our generation or generations to generations, people are just talking about this should be at my later stage. Spirituality should come at the later stage. Now it is not the time. What is your say on this, Master?
See, I have come across people who search spirituality after the age of 60. Just what you said. Many people, we have a very notion, I would call it as a false notion, that human life, we live only 60 years. Because after 60 is retirement. After 60, the fellow is absolutely useless. So when this person says, I am not worth even working, so let me do something different. Yes. So when then I'm trying to do something different, then what will I do? Then I'll start searching spirituality. Or I will try to go to all the temples, all the rivers.
Yes.
Okay, all the mountains. And at the end of the day, you can't climb the mountain because your legs are weak. Okay, so these are some things which human beings experience. What I say is, if you really want to experience spirituality, you should experience from the day you are born.
Okay.
Day you are born. We have seen children at the age of 2-3 years. actually following the path of spirituality, actually trying to build their positives, actually trying to light up their souls. If you ask children who are from universal knowledge, you ask them, okay, Baba, why are you not lying? Because this is something which we tell them. You might have seen this. They will automatically they will tell, if I lie, then my energy will go down. See, this small little thing, just imagine, I'm just giving you an imagination. What happens if this small little thing has been taught in our education system? At LKG, UKG or first standard, a child has been told, see, if you lie, your energy will go down. Your marks will go down. You will fall into trouble. So when you are able to educate children at that age, spirituality becomes easy. Whichever religion is following, doesn't make a difference. But when you are able to understand spirituality within yourself, when you have that energy as a child, you will understand your religion better. All the practices which the person is doing in the religion will be understood much better. Otherwise, it just becomes a simple rituals just followed because somebody, my father has done, my grandfather has done, I want to do it little more bigger.
Correct.
It should not be like that. Okay. So I feel, this is what I feel, basically, that spirituality is something which should be practiced from a very, very young age. And we have been doing this, and our children have been doing this. And believe me, their intelligence goes up, their knowledge goes up, the way they educate themselves goes up, where they see the world, and where they are actually not getting caught by negatives. Because, the world is full of negatives.
Yeah.
So this is where we should be. Otherwise, what happens is, you might have seen, at the teenage, if you notice something, till 12, 13, children are good.
Correct.
All good children. 12, 13, they get involved in friends. All kind of activities they get into. It can be nowadays there are big businesses who run their businesses because they want to catch these children at the very young age. You understand? So by the time they are 30, 35, they have really messed up their life. Just 10, 20 years, the life is messed. Once the life is messed, then they are trying to rectify that mistake after 30, 35. Then they want to, no, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't want to get into this, I don't want to get into that. So these are the things. But already mess has been created within that short time. Then they will tell, when I go to become 60, I want to become religious, I want to become spiritual. It is not possible. You have lost your entire life.
Correct.
So don't get into that mess. What we say is, don't get into whatever age you are. There is absolutely no stop. Till your last breath, you can be spiritual.
Thank you.
This is how we.
Thank you, Master, for great knowledge. We'll continue in the next session.